Hi friends, welcome back. After looking at the nature of pulse, now it is time to begin the behavior of various circuits to the pulse as input. So let's begin the circuit. That's a simple RC circuit for our pulse input. So let's start with the circuit which is having a series resistor and a shunt capacitor. And to this, if the input applied is a pulse, what could be the output? So the logic is simple. We have R here, we have C here. So whenever we apply a pulse, so let me draw it in an expanded version. So this is our pulse input. Okay, that's our input Vi. Now, what should be our output? That is VO. Simple pulse. Since long the input was zero, so because of the input was zero, the capacitor has totally discharged. So the output when we begin was also zero. The output was also zero. Then the voltage across capacitor was zero. Therefore, the full voltage, this V, is applied across the resistor R, and hence maximum current will be flowing, and because of which the capacitor will be charging at a faster rate. But after some time, the capacitor has got charged, and hence there is some voltage across capacitor, and since the input is constant still, the resistance voltage has reduced, therefore the current flowing through R has reduced, so the charging process slowed down, and hence it keeps slowing down and down and down, and finally it reaches the maximum. So as long as the pulse is there, the capacitor retains the charge, but the moment pulse goes down, then the voltage input is zero, and we have V across capacitor. Therefore, now the resistor will have a voltage V, but in the opposite direction, and hence the current starts flowing in the opposite direction, which allows the capacitor to discharge, and the discharge takes place. So again, same way as it is discharging, in the beginning there will be large current, so faster change, but as the capacitor discharges, the voltage across capacitor reduces, and hence voltage across resistance reduces, and hence current reduces, so discharging slows down, so keeps slowing down and down and down. So that's the final output we are going to get when we have a pulse as input to the. Now it depends on the values of R and C, that's going to decide the slope. If R and C values are high, then the process is slowed down. So this is for some typical value of RC, and if RC value is increased, either increase R value or increase C value, then the process slows down, therefore the charging slows, and hence discharging also slows. So we get this type of output. And when the RC value is very small, then it charges at a faster rate and reaches the goal earlier and discharges faster. So we get three values. So this value is for small RC value, and this one is for large RC value, and this one is moderate value of RC. So if you carefully look at this, so if we give input as a pulse, and we are going to get an output which looks like this. So what do you understand from this? So what does it say? For a constant there is increase which is linear. For another constant there is decrease linear. That means when the input raised and maintained constant, then the output rises linearly, and when the input falls and maintained constant, then the output falls linearly. And this is the property of an integration. So this circuit, when used with a large value of RC, when this circuit is used with a large value of RC, what do you mean by large now? Now this all depends on the period of this pulse. So depends on the pulse width. If RC value is very much greater than the pulse width, then it behaves like an integrator. So we can have an integration operation through this RC circuit when the RC product is very much larger than this pulse width. So what do you think if the positions of R and C changed? Yeah, that's what is the topic we need to look at in our next session. So till then, take care. See you. Bye.